Well, I don't know about you guys, but I would really like to debunk some of the myths that are circulating regarding the choice of being child-free. Myth number 1. Child-free people are selfish. Reality? In what way? Because I mean, people that are child-free by choice has generally come up to that decision by thoughtful thinking. They have made a decision based on pros and cons, what their lifestyle looks like, what they want in life. So in what way is that selfish? Instead, they might invest in other people, helping other people. They might contribute to the society in a whole other level or in another way. They might even focus more on climate change to make a better planet for all of us. Or they might actually be an extra home for kids in need. They might contribute so many ways to the society, even though they choose a child-free lifestyle. Myth number 2. Child-free people are lonely. This is up to every one of us. We decide whether or not we are lonely or not. We have all the responsibilities to keep contact with our friends, with our families, to have a fulfilling life, to do things that we are passionate about. So it's all about us taking responsibility for our happiness. Family is what you choose to be family. And if we choose to have our freedom and our own lifestyle with activities that we are actually passionate about, we are most likely to meet people with the same kind of ideas, with same kind of, hobbies and passions. So why would we be lonely? It is totally up to each and every one of us to take responsibility for our happiness. We can also have deep, meaningful and thriving relationships without kids as well. Myth number 3. Child-free people will regret their choice later in life. Well, that might not be true, because a recent study made by researchers from Michigan State University actually shows, quote unquote, "We found no evidence that older child-free adults experience any more life regrets than older parents. In fact, older parents were slightly more likely to want to change something about their life." And according to this study, these lifestyle choices were made in prime fertility ages, which means 20 to 30 years of age. And once they were actually asked around their 40s and 70s, they didn't regret their choice made in prime fertility ages. Myth number 4. Child-free people are less committed to each other in a relationship. I would disagree. Child-free couples can put all their effort into each other's dreams, each other's passions, commit to each other, make sure that you meet each other on an emotional level and develop yourself within that relationship. And they can do it without the strain of being a parent and all the duty regarding a kid. Child-free couples have more room to actually explore, to travel, to invest in each other, to just be. And child-free couples will more likely be less stressed by all the demands by being responsible for another human being. Myth number 5. Child-free people are missing out on the whole fulfillment of parenthood. Do we though? Since the whole thought about parenthood might be the actual reason why we choose to be child-free in the first place. Fulfillment can be achieved in so many different ways. It can be achieved through hobbies, passions, career, traveling, exploring, you name it. Fulfillment does not have to be equal to having a kid. Myth number 6. Child-free choices are made from selfishness or immaturity. Well, as mentioned before, a child-free choice is generally a decision made by thoughtful thinking and considerations. I would rather argument that people that have made this decision for this lifestyle has done so more thoroughly than people that just get kids because it's the norm. And that self-awareness to be able to make this significant life choice, that's maturity at its highest level. Myth number 7. Child-free people hate kids. Well, honestly, some might actually do, but not everyone. But I know also some parents that hate other children, or that they also regret their own children. So it goes both ways. It doesn't have to be either side. It's just individual. I personally believe that the majority of all people don't hate kids. Some of us has just come up to the solution that we are not made to be parents because we don't want to make those sacrifices, because we know that we would regret it, we know that we would have resentment, and we choose therefore, in a selfless way to not have kids, because that's not fair to the kids or us. Myth number 8. Child-free people lack a purpose in life. So, what is purpose? Yes, evolutionary. Our purpose was to procreate, to survive, and build a future for our kids. That was what we were made for, if we look, well, biological and also evolutionary. So sure, yeah, that is a valid argument, sure. However, in modern society, we don't have to think about that. Purpose is anything the individual feels and perceives as fulfilling. That is purpose. Purpose can be anything. Anything from fighting for the planet to, well, contributing to the society, to achievements, to have a relationship, meaningful relationships. It can be anything. Myth number 9, oh my gosh, 9. Child-free individuals are running a rebellion against parenthood. My question to this is, in what way? The decision of being child-free is a very personal choice. It has nothing to do with a rebellion. People have their own valid reasons that are personal in why they choose a lifestyle that they do. It has nothing to do with putting down parenthood or looking down at parenthood or having a rebellion against parenthood. It has nothing to do with that. And myth number 10. Child-free people are trying to convince other people to make the same choice. I would actually dare to argue that it's usually the other way around. That people with kids try to push on their beliefs onto us and be like, you don't know what you're missing out on. You will regret it later on. Just you wait until you get older. You will miss this. You're gonna be lonely. You should really have child. How can you not like children? Why don't you want to be a mother or a father? It's usually that way. What I have experienced is that child-free people usually respect other people's decisions, whether it's to be child-free or whether it is to be a parent. And the reason why we respect every choice here is because we know how it feels to be criticized by our choice in our lifestyle. We usually advocate for more understanding and accepting rather than judging and pushing, or to try to convince others to make the same decision as us. Have you heard any myths that you would like to debunk? Comment them down below and let's have a discussion about this, because this is quite interesting. Until then, well, take care until next time. Bye bye.